Wow guys, jumping from 21 and all the way like crazy, strike that, go directly up to 26 supporters in a single day. You guys are absolutely amazing. Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my Fortnite videos. We're going to be looking into Fortnitemares Act 1, all of the rewards, did the Hexen quest in the last video, and we're going to be raking in 4,250 candy, 500 gold, and a legendary hero for Fortnitemares Act 1. So this is going to be like a bit of a speeding through the entire act. I uploaded the video with all the voice lines, all the lore from the entire thing. If you guys are interested more in like the nitty-gritty stuff, if you're like a little bit of a geek around that like I am. But in this video I'm going to try to keep things a little faster, just showing you guys how the different missions are done. So the first one, Hexen, was to go down there, put down the 4 sensors, defend them, and the second one is to deploy a storm trap. This is a relatively unique mission to Fortnitemares. Basically, like, you have one atlas, then you have another, and they have this shape a little bit like Loss's van. Pretty easy missions. I personally don't really like them because it's a lot of work for almost no rewards, but that is like how it is when you are close to being capped on the game and the level difficulty is maxed at 76. But you defend the 2 storm traps and you complete the second mission, opening up completely for Fortnitemares Hexelvania, where you will be able to get more normal missions in there. Shadowboxing gives you 250 candy, meaning that you just based on this alone have for the first llama, the first Fortnitemares llama, that you can go in there and bash. So I'm gonna be swapping a little between the quest look and the actual like play menu quest that we have here, because I know a lot of you guys have only one of the options. So to avoid any confusion, I'm just gonna be like nudging through them. The next is to go out there and like Ray wants to spread the word by putting these vampire records down, and it's I really like the voices on them, but like I said, I made an entire video just about the voice lines. But this here was a mission that took me, well, it was a quest that took me 3 missions to complete. And I did it in combination with another quest, but here for the vampire records, again 250 candy, so half a llama. And we have, like, as you can see here, the quest list. I'm just keeping it here for reference so that you can see some of the missions were partially completed, some of them were completely completed. The next on here is dungeons. Yeah, and Dungeons is pretty simple, nothing about it. You go down there, you bash a few hardware things, and you rake in, once again, big surprise, 250 candy. So it's a bit of theme. Most of what you do in here is half a llama. Go in there, like bash some of these Vlad statues. The last one was a bit hard for me to find. It took me 2 games to complete this mission here, and I got 50 gold for it. So like massive party time or not. But it opens up for hex files, and this is 250 gold, so it's a little bit more useful if like you need the gold in the game, and I know a lot of players do that. So that is like, it's one of those, you do one mission, it opens up for 2 kind of things. So you need to do this pretty much alone, but you can discover the catacombs, the castles, the mansions, all that kind of stuff while you are completing these other missions. Gonna be talking a little bit more about the discovery of those. And what you need to do is to get laboratory notes. So you smash a lot of different things that you can see here. There are a few positions near the castles where you have almost like a research tower, and you can often find almost like half of the quest in there alone. So definitely be sure to check out around the castles for the hex files. Completing that is also 250 gold. Well, not also, but it is really like bringing us to one of these split things where you can do disintegration or leaving less cages. So for the purpose of this video, I just split them up a little bit for simplicity, doing one mission at a time, including the rewards for it. But these are missions that you can complete at the same time while you are playing, just as you can scout these castles. So what we see down there is actually one of the like graves that we're going to be taking out. You need to take out 4 of those, often near the castles and mansions, and the cages can be found in the catacombs and near like mausoleums and stuff like that. 250 candy for completing that, and by bashing the last of these corrupted storm graves, you need to take out 4 of that. You get exactly 50. Yay, 50 gold. Yay, great. Ashes to Ashes is hey, 10 grand fireplaces. I was so happy to see this mission because in the first iteration of Fortnitemares that I played, this took ages, but in this mission here I could actually find 3 grand fireplaces in each mission, 2 in every castle and 1 in every mansion. So as you can see, it took me 4 games to complete this quest line, so it was a bit of a bummer, but it was a work in progress, burning through it, 250 candy for completing this here. And next up, Curse the Darkness. One of the missions I think a lot of you guys out there are interested in if you are up for Fortnitemares for the first time, because you get to select from one of these 3 pretty iconic heroes, and they're all pretty cool. They did kind of nerf the decoy quite a bit, making the constructor a little less interesting to play with these days, but they're all pretty cool. I had them all, so it was no biggie. Once again, go to the castles and the mansions to get your Vladimantium, because you need to bash all the candelabras and stuff in there. I managed to do this in a single mission, as you can see on the minimap, loads of them in the castles. It was a pretty easy one to do. Completing Curse the Darkness gives you 1 hero. I was a little meh. Do I need any of these? I have multiple of every single one of these subclasses, so it was no real biggie for me, so I just ended up taking one completely random. I have multiple of all, but if you're out there, think a little bit around it, look into the collection book for the subclasses first so that you get what you want. Dethrone and the Evil Shed coming up next, and Dethrone was also crazy hard to complete last year, but this year we just have loads of thrones that we can bash in the game, making it far more enjoyable. Whoa, my voice there, crazy stuff, far more enjoyable. And as you can see, this is the end of the Fortnitemares Act 1 quest line. So when you have done these 2 missions, bash the chairs. Once again, castles, mansions, those are your go-to places for these throne kind of chairs. You're gonna be doing it in somewhere between 2 and 3 missions, depending on the grind and the groups that you're playing. Raking in some candy, taking out these shed kind of shelter things. Also pretty easy. You can do it in 1, 2, or 3 missions depending on random spawn luck, who you're playing with when you join into the actual game, and doing that gives you 50 gold, so yay! So after this year we actually have some bonus discovery missions that you can see on my list here. They appeared after I was done with discovering the castles, so the rest of this video here is actually just me gonna be going through a little bit of the discoveries for the castles, for the catacombs, for all that kind of stuff. As you can see, the Fortnitemares mission is done, but I did get these bonus missions. So one thing you may want to keep in mind is that the catacombs are underground, so check basements wherever you go for the first time. As you can see here, Catacomb of the Cursed discovered, completely random out in the middle of nowhere. Just check it out. All of the different castles. The way the Fortnitemares map is made is that you have 1 castle and 1 mansion in every single game that you play, and they appear to be randomly positioned. I played 5 games with the same castle in it, but where I had different mansions, so it can take a little bit of time for you to do this. Whenever you go into a castle or a mansion for the first time, dig down into the basement, if there is a basement, dig down below that if you can, to see if you can find the catacombs, because sometimes they have this extra layer that you really need. And if you have scouted out a castle's basement already, then you don't need to worry about that any longer. So going into a castle without discovering anything new should mean that you don't need to dig into the basement for extra goodies. Also be sure to check out these gothic kind of crazy things the first time you are there. They may not appear to have anything of interest, but as you can see here, they can have catacombs below them. So the first time that you're discovering everything, anything new in the map, be sure to go down there. This here is one of the mansions. It's also sometimes they're called an inn or something like that. One of these in every map, and my tip in order for you to do this mission a little bit fast is to set your game mode to private, because you don't want to be messing with the games of others. Set your game mode to private, go into a game that you can easily solo. This could be Survivor, Encampment, or even an Atlas, depending on what type of game you like. If something you feel you can solo, go in there, jump on your hoverboard, check out what castle do I have, what mansion do I have, and if you don't discover something new, leave the game and start a new private game, because if you really want the pretty nice amounts of candy that you get for discovering the castles and the catacombs and the mansions, then you may just want to go in there, trailblaze quickly towards the castle and the mansion, see if it is something new. If it isn't, out and just ping pong. Of course you can also do what I did, I just played the games, but if you really want this candy fast, then that is a way to do it. And if you remember to do it in private, then you're not going to be interfering with the game of others, like, hey, we have a teammate, and ooh, now we don't because you left. That's like, I think that's a bad way to do it. But anyway, just putting it out there, that is a way to do it for sure. Again, every one of these castles, inns, whatever they are, check down below, because sometimes you need to go, as you can see here, a little bit far down, like I did in the jailer's catacomb, before it actually like notices that you are there. Completing 2 of the corpse, 250 candy, that was the first one of those I completed. And like the order you get these in doesn't really matter. But what I noticed was that I didn't really get these extra side missions for like the graveyard and the gothic catacomb kind of things before I had completed all of these 3 initial discovery quests. So I actually didn't know they were there. I remembered that we had them from last year, but I figured perhaps it was part of the Act 2, because there are many missions that I haven't seen that we had last year. They could just have been like removed, but we had to like find garlic kind of things. We had to bash some bells. I think we had to punch down 300 trees for poles and like really grindy kind of thing. So it may be coming in Act 2 of Fortnitemares, but it may also be coming in like another period of it. I don't really know how they have done it. They haven't really been sharing that much about it. But this year, guys, was pretty much completing the main stuff. The next thing that's gonna be coming is like not a secret quest, but like 750 candy for the castles, pretty big one. Pumpkin head, didn't really say much about it, but it is there as well. 250 for taking out the pumpkin heads, only 1 time per player, so it's not one of those repeat things. We also have memories of someone special. It took me 5 missions to complete. For some reason, I could only do 1 of these per game, so that is there as well. And after that, of course, I unlocked the crazy double discovery new mission that also gave just a little bit of candy. So here we have memories of someone special, 100 gold, just a little bit, but grave discoveries and Hexylvanian Gothic. Those were like, boom, they came out of nowhere when I was done. So I was hoping I had access to Act 2 or something, but I didn't. These Gothic ruins are just like the things in the middle of everywhere that are broken. I completed both of these missions by doing it in 2 games. I couldn't discover more than half of it in each game, so I don't know if it is based on RNG or if I just didn't discover the maps. Not, I tried to do encampment missions to keep my game time down to 10 minutes. So with the completion of those, guys, that was every single reward in Fortnitemares Act 1. Pretty, like, most of it is pretty grindy. The storyline is absolutely amazing. I love when they have things with voice lines. All of it coming here, summarizing it to more than 4,000 candy. So all in all, with like the alert rewards, you should be getting 10 llamas for completing the quest line. Besides that, guys, I have only been giving out 1 of the Mazamoons that you guys have been requesting. It's like the only one I have seen an actual in-game request for, due to how like the game chat is right now. It is completely broken, but I have not forgotten, and I'm looking very much forward to giving you guys the Mazamoons that you have like gotten from the draw to that video. So I'm definitely going to be following up on that and trying to find out how I can enjoy this new crazy chat. For now, guys, and as always, thank you very much for watching.